The first time I came to St. Regis Pond, I was about 4 years old. I went with my father and some friends of his, and that evening we had hot dogs roasted over a fire. I remember this because I spent much of that night sick with food poisoning. The next morning, everyone expected that I'd have to go home to recuperate, but I was too enthralled with camping and the stark beauty of the land out here to even think about leaving early. And ever since that trip, I've returned to these same lakes nearly every spring, retracing the trips and the memories of my youth on these cold and beautiful northern waters. I start looking forward to this trip as soon as the lakes freeze and I can't paddle anymore. All I have are the memories and the photographs and the topographic maps, and I dream all winter of living out here, exploring new places. And it's almost a letdown when I get here because I've played up every aspect of life outdoors in my mind, and I get here and I remember that paddling into a headwind with a loaded boat isn't that easy, and it's not a lot of fun walking around with a 60-pound canoe on your head. But gradually I settle into a rhythm. I find a cadence for the paddle that gives me total control of the boat, and a pace to portaging that's at least tolerable, and it may not be very fast, but it's very steady and very easy. And I let my mind slip away, and I don't have to focus on what I'm doing, that I can truly enjoy the beauty of the world around me. I really like that. I've always felt that to be truly interested in something, you need to be fascinated with its process. And that's the way I am about camping and canoeing. Back home, I hate to cook, and I'll only clean something when it becomes a complete mess, but out here, chores like cooking, cutting wood, pumping water, they're all fascinating, and I love doing them. I can't really explain it. At the end of St. Regis Pond, there's a little trickle of a stream, just wide and deep enough to float a canoe. And I look down that narrow corridor, bog and spruce trees, and I just have to see what's down there. All my life I've grown up with maps. I've learned how to read one, to navigate with one, to dream with one. So when I look down at the map, and I see this thin thread of blue wind itself into Ochre Pond, I need to know if I can get there with a boat. Rivers have always fascinated me. I love the way the current plays with a boat, the sequestered nature of being inside a river valley, and the excited feeling I get when I see a bend and I have no clue what's ahead. This stream winds its way northwest, and I see a different landscape than I do on the big ponds. This is an area that'll see 50 people all year, maybe less. So there's a great deal of isolation, and purity even, that I get when I'm on this route that I don't get elsewhere. And for that, it's one of my favorites. I come into Ochre Pond and I head towards the next section of river. I've heard that this too is navigable. Well, it's an absolute lie. There's only one option: to carry.